Hey Thrillist, my name is Mark Misura. I'm the owner and founder of Sons of the Hunt. That, I guess you can call it an outdoor lifestyle media production company. I think that's what I tend to label it as most frequently. And the reason I'm in my my little podcast studio here putting this video together is because I think it could supplement my application to join the editorial team at Thrillist. I think this will give you a better idea of why I believe I'm a good fit for you guys. I started producing content in the digital space probably around 2013. I graduated from the University of Scranton with a biology degree in 2011. And for a few years, I didn't use that degree at all. I was working a few different odd jobs and working a lot of kitchens, doing a lot of cooking. I was doing masonry. I actually owned my own restaurant for a little while. I guess I can't say owned because that's not the accurate word in that sense. But I ran my own restaurant with my two cousins for a little while. So my background is pretty diverse. I realized, though, during that time I was super unhappy. I just working several different jobs was making me pretty ornery, to say the least. My wife can vouch for that. And I realized that if I wanted to truly be happy, I had to do something that would make me happy. And the more I thought about it and I tried to figure out how exactly that would work, I said, well, if you're going to be happy, you have to do something that makes you happy and something that comes naturally to you. And one of the things that came very naturally to me was the outdoors. And that's what I decided to pursue. My dad pretty much raised me hunting, fishing, camping, anything outdoors. And my mom was an English teacher for 33 years. So I had the written and verbal skills to produce really polished content. The only thing I didn't have was experience in actually editing and producing content. And that's where my good friend Brian Flarski came in. He's a graphic designer who's self-employed, and he taught me the ins and outs from running a DSLR to editing video to post-production to editing audio. I produce my own podcast now, photography editing. It's in these couple of years, he's really honed my skills, and I'm just so grateful for that, because I have the full tool bag now to really craft pretty much any piece of content that I want, and that's kind of where we've gotten to. My most popular, by far, piece of our little media sphere right now is our podcast. And one of the reasons that is, I actually believe is so popular is because of a craft beer review segment that we do every episode. Sons of the Hunt is very niche-y. Because of my educational background with biology, I dive into the conservation aspect of it a lot, the ecological aspect, and honestly, it doesn't really fit in modern outdoor media. It's not Duck Dynasty and there's Booger Bottom and trucks and country music. It just doesn't fit there. So we're actually not as popular in the outdoor community as you would think. I think we tend to fit in better with late 20s, early 30s type of guys who are just normal guys who like to watch Netflix and relax and obviously drink beer. And another aspect of the content that I don't want to say it's unpopular, but where it doesn't really fit into modern outdoor media is the culinary aspect of it. Like I said, I own my own restaurant, and I worked in several different restaurants, so I tend to take things from the field, different game, and whatever I forage, and I do a lot of cooking, and I do a lot of videos around cooking to kind of explain that this is a practical lifestyle, that there's more out there, just to kind of bring that awareness to people, because I feel most people in their 30s kind of take it for granted anymore. I'm a normal guy. Like I said, I like to watch Netflix. I like to go out on the weekends. I like to travel to cities, but I still enjoy the outdoors. And that's just kind of that stigma I'd like to break, that, you have to be some kind of country goer, or, work on a farm, or all these nonsensical stigmas that surround it. I'd like to help break that. But recently, I've been playing with this idea just because me and my wife travel so often, and we go on a couple different vacations every year, and now it just seems to be gravitating towards us finding breweries and restaurants, and bringing ideas back from that I can translate into content. Whether it's if we go out to a restaurant, I mean, we're both huge foodies, so wherever we go, we tend to seek out higher end restaurants where I can garner ideas with things I can do with wild game. And aside from that, our place in the craft beer industry has grown tremendously. I mean, it's almost overwhelming. We recently did a podcast with Wall & Paulpeck Brewing Company out of Hawley, Pennsylvania, and we've tailored a pretty strong relationship with them. We are actually in the works of collaborating on a beer with them. We're releasing a Sons of the Hunt beer, so that's pretty exciting. And there's a few other breweries in our general area that we'll be visiting and doing some stories on soon. And that's probably the one aspect of the content that kind of curbs away from the outdoor lifestyle, but my wife enjoys it and I enjoy it, so we're definitely leaning into that more. So the whole travel aspect and really diving into craft beer and different food, I kind of feel like is almost the outline of this position's description here. And I think that someone like myself with like I said, several different tools, editing capabilities and filming capabilities and writing capabilities, I think fits this position pretty accurately. So I just thought I'd put together a little video here, cut in some of my footage, some of the things I've shot before and produced, and I think that it will give you a better idea of who I am and how I do what I do. So I hope I didn't jabber on too long here. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and apologize for my dog trying to speak his piece. But hopefully we will be able to talk in person soon. I would look forward to it, and I appreciate the time. So thank you. We'll see you.